Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge, in the house. What up? We're back. Little hiatus for the last few days, week and a half. Has
It's
it been a
been
week and a half?
nice. It's been
Yeah,
nice.
it has been nice. It's always nice to throw in a little break in there every now and then.
Yeah. UFC doesn't go every weekend.
Close.
There's been
Dane,
some good Dana White Contender Series fights.
there has been some really good Dana White Contender Series fights. Maybe are we going to change the curse of the Dana White Contender Series guys going into the UFC?
I don't know. Last week there were some upsets. There was like a lot of upsets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the one thing with MMA that's so interesting. So that's your audition, right?
Yeah.
So you're bringing, and we've said it. I think some guys are pretty overmatched in Dana White Contender Series, right?
Yeah.
You have some guys that are there that are ready, and you have some guys that are there that are not. Just because they're not ready, though, doesn't mean that for one fight, one night, everything's clicking and they don't look great there, though.
It's true.
I
Very
think
true.
I think that happens more often than not on those guys that aren't super successful. We've seen some people do really well off the Dana White Contender Series, obviously. Sean
Yeah.
O'Malley, Jamal Hill. I mean, really like take off in their respective divisions, right?
Yeah.
But then we've also seen like Jared Veneta, some other guys that just can't get it going. And but I think it's because, styles make matchups. Maybe somebody's not ready for the UFC, but they get matched up with somebody that just everything's right just that night. Like that's the beauty of fighting, right? Like
Yeah.
it
It only takes one shot. Just ask Leon Edwards.
you just have to. It's not even just the one shot, but like sometimes you're just clicking, and sometimes your opponent just isn't.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to gauge if somebody's ready for the UFC in some cases. In some cases, based off of one fight.
You've made it a point too of mentally how prepared are some of these guys, what's going on in their personal lives, what's going on with their training, what's going on
Oh,
behind the scenes that you're not seeing.
well, like it's so it's the one thing that like I think we as fans and as I've gotten to know some people, not just like UFC, but like just professional athletes in general, like as a fan growing up, you watch and it's like, oh, they're a professional athlete. Their lives must be great and like it must just be easy. And it's like, well, yeah, they don't have the same struggles, but they still have, they still have wives at home and they
Yeah.
still have kids and maybe their wife doesn't feel good that day and so they were trying to take care of their kids and then like they don't just get to go sit in a chair at work all day. They have to go out and physically perform.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yep.
there's Man, I just watched a TikTok of the wife. I've said this before, but a wife of an NFL player that just got cut yesterday.
Oh
I didn't
man.
know who he was. I didn't know who he was. I think it was on the Browns or something, but he got cut, and she was like in tears because everybody's like, "Oh, who cares? Like he made like a couple $1 million. Like you guys will be fine." And she's like, "No, now he has to go try and hop on a team somewhere else. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be with my husband probably for the next like 3 to 4 weeks because I have to pack up our house. I have to explain to my kids we're pulling them out of school to
Yep.
go move to wherever daddy can get signed on and can get a job. If he doesn't get signed on, he's probably going to go have to get a job at, you know, some car dealership or insurance brokerage or wherever. And it's ironically, those are the two examples she used, right? But she's just like, he's just going to go
That's
try and get
funny.
a job wherever until a team calls again. And then we're doing this all over again.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much money you have. It's not having your future be so uncertain it's not easy.
Oh no, not at all.
So it's interesting. Like those fighters, it's interesting.
I should have apologized before when we started. My allergies are kicking up bad. I keep rubbing my eyes.
It's emotional today. It's okay,
Yeah,
man.
it's emotion.
It's
I'm
okay
crying.
for guys to cry.
Sorry that guy got cut. I don't know who he was, but I'm just upset about it.
I'm just upset about it.
I just want
You're gonna turn into some professional athlete woke
Hey,
Get a
speaking of
friend to
professional
draw.
athletes, Hard Knocks with the Lions. I started watching it this morning. It's
So
good,
good.
man. I love Dan Campbell, man. He's awesome.
My new guy, Deuce Staley,
Deuce Staley,
our
yeah.
running backs coach.
It's a fun season. Dan Campbell would be freaking. He'd be awesome to work with.
I said it. Tough guys cry. That's right.
That's right.
I said it this like a month ago. I actually think the Lions might win like 8 or 9 games this year.
It's a big jump from last year's 3.
But dude, they're getting it.
You think so?
I do.
I hope you're right.
It might be fun. They might be like the sneaky fun team this year.
We have this conversation every year.
Last year I had no faith. This year though, I do.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
All right. I'll roll with it.
Can I go on my soapbox for like 2 minutes on Donovan Mitchell?
Oh yeah, please. I heard he was celebrating at the golf course yesterday. He left.
Good. First of all, bye. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see all these people like the Jazz are stupid. This is dumb, whatever. Okay, so I want to put this out on the record on the podcast. Because for those of you who don't know, like I was a hardcore before MMA, I've been a hardcore football, baseball, basketball guy for a long time. Danny Ainge built one championship team, and then he built the team that just went to the NBA Finals, right?
Yeah.
And the way the Jazz underperformed last year, he went and he shipped off our 2 most tradable assets and got a bajillion other assets and some good assets too. And yeah, Blake gets it. I knew he'd get it. Donovan wasn't committed to the Jazz. I never heard him once adamantly be like, no, Salt Lake City's where I want to live. This is my place. Where Rudy said I think Rudy would have stayed a lifetime Jazz guy too.
Yeah.
But the process that the Jazz were on has never won the Jazz a championship. And the only reason we got to the finals before is because we had, in my opinion, probably a top 3 point guard and I think it's pretty fair to say a top 3 and top 3 point guard and top 3 power forward of all time on the team at the same time.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty unarguable, right?
That's on our Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's very fair.
Okay. So and Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell are never going to be top 3 at their position of all time, probably, right?
No.
So it's like, so you blow it up and you try and do what the Celtics just did. And it won them a championship not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Blowing it up, getting assets, and then flipping those assets into all-stars. And that's how they got Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen there, and that's how they ended up building that team.
Yeah.
So when Jazz fans are saying that the Jazz are stupid, why is it stupid to pursue a path that gives you a greater chance at a championship just because we're not going to be as good for a year or two? I don't understand. Why do we just want to just keep losing in the first or second round of the playoffs? If we kept Donovan and Rudy, I fully believe we'd have some really good teams and some ups and downs. We'd make the playoffs every year, and we'd never even make it to the Western Conference Finals. Or maybe one year it clicks and we make it to the Western Conference Finals and then lose one year, like we did with the Darren Williams teams, but never break through.
Yep.
Blow it up.
And
everybody thinks that like Donovan's like Cleveland this, and guess what? Hey, guess what? Donovan still never getting past the second round in Cleveland. He's not.
No, not with all those teams in the East.
They're not passing the Celtics. They're not passing the Heat. They're not passing the Bucks.
The Bucks.
If the Nets figure it out.
The Nets, yeah. No. I thought they got great assets back. Would they get 3 first-round picks?
Yeah.
3 first-round picks. Colin Sexton's not bad. Philly, yeah.
I like Colin Sexton too.
I like Colin Sexton too.
I don't forget about Philly. Yeah, forget. By the way, Joel Embiid undoubtedly will have a year where he just carries the 76ers to the finals by himself because he's that good.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like,
I'm
it's
with
all
you.
good. I was actually more bummed that Rudy left, but Donovan, it's like, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I just watched him pretty much crap the bed for an entire season in the fourth quarter. I'm good, dude.
Yeah, I would not want to build my team around him. I'm surprised the Knicks were so upset they didn't get him.
Oh man,
Stephen
dude,
A was going off,
is that?
going
I
off.
almost posted it. I almost posted it last night. Is the Knicks not getting Donovan Mitchell the most Knicks things ever? Like, that's just the Knicks. Like, they could have got their hometown, and they basically just don't know how to negotiate. And the Jazz finally just like the problem is from what I understand is they kept saying no to things and then saying yes to it, and so the Jazz never knew like exactly how serious they were.
Yeah.
And so, did you hear the Knicks were all butthurt because the Jazz didn't give them an opportunity to beat Cleveland's offer?
No.
Because they're like, yeah, Cleveland offered it to them, and they never even called us and said, hey, Cleveland, we're about to make this trade with Cleveland. We'll give you guys one last chance. Are you sure? They just took the trade from Cleveland, and the Knicks were all mad about it. It's like, well, yeah, you'd sit there and jerk a franchise around for the last 2 months. They're not going to take you super serious, man.
I don't think the Knicks they didn't have the pieces that Cleveland had.
If we could have gotten RJ Barrett
would have been good, but I don't think they had anything.
RJ Barrett.
But they didn't have the first round assets that Cleveland had.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They just didn't want to give it up.
They didn't want to give up Barrett probably either. I wouldn't have
given Barrett. It was rumored that the Knicks were offering Barrett and another young player, and 4 first-round picks, and the Jazz wanted one more, and they wouldn't do it. Well, but now it sounds like they would have done it if they would have known the Jazz were actually ready to take an offer somewhere else. I don't know. I think Danny Ainge is a gangster. He wins every trade that he makes.
He does.
So I'm not going to doubt him. Even if I don't see it, I'm not going to doubt him. There's a lot of GMs in the league that won't even take his call because they're like, if we end up I'm not sure how, but if we make a deal with him, we're going to lose. He wins every time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Danny Ainge is a gangster. I like him.
Danny Ainge, man.
I am a Danny Ainge fan.
Should we break down this card? Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, it's an MMA podcast.
Yeah. All right. Let's break this bad boy down. We are going to start off the night in the featherweight division. I was going to make a comment about the Tapology picture, but I won't. Eileen Perez against Stephanie Egger. Perez is 7-1. She stands 5'5" with a 65.5-inch reach. Egger 7-3. She stands 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. Who do you like? Why do you like them? So Perez is making her UFC debut, right? Yep, sure is.
Yeah, she is. And Stephanie Egger, remember, she had the phantom armbar. Did she tap? Did she not tap? Right? What was that, earlier this month or last month?
Yeah, it was this month. There was 2 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing that what's the other girl's name? I did my research.
Eileen Perez. Fiona
Perez. The one thing that makes me nervous with Perez is her one loss was against a 4-1 opponent, and everybody else she's beaten besides one other opponent. I think she's only beaten one person with a winning record, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me verify that for you. She's okay. She's got an 8-4. She lost to a 4-1, 5-5. Oh, yep. She beat one person with a winning record.
Right. That's worrisome for me. I'm going to take Stephanie Egger.
Yeah, I'm not high on. She is the younger fighter.
That's fine.
I don't think it's going to matter. I'll take the UFC experience. Give me Stephanie Egger as well. Moving on to the bantamweight division, we got Kalita versus Christian Quinones. Problema. That's his fight name. Taha's 13-4, stands 5'5" with a 69-inch reach. Quinones 16-3, stands 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. It's a pretty even fight. Another Contender Series guy.
Yeah, I like Christian Quinones in this. Actually, I'm going to take the Contender Series guy. just because he hasn't been great in the UFC.
No.
And his only win was in 2019 against Boston Salmon, who is no longer in the UFC as well.
So you're gonna break the curse.
I think Quinones is the higher likelihood UFC caliber fighter over Taha.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. Again, no disagreement.
It's okay.
It's cool. It's cool. Next up in the lightweight division, we got Benoit St. Denise against Gabriel Maranda. God of War is 9-1, stands 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. Maranda 16-5, he stands 5'11". Do not have a reach listed on Tapology. Who do you like? Why do you like him?
Benoit
Denise.
Denise.
Yeah, he's a huge favorite on this one.
Is he? How big is a favorite? Is he?
3-1.
Yeah. There you go.
Give me the guy from France. Next up, why is this on the prelims? Why is this fight on the prelims?
I don't know. It's such a good fight.
This is crazy. Imavov versus Buckley. Imavov, the Russian sniper, is 11-3, stands 6'3" with a 75-inch reach. Buckley, he's 15-4, stands 5'10" with a 76-inch reach. Yeah, this is. I don't understand this. Was this a reschedule?
No.
Even then, why would they do? Yeah, that's crazy that this is on the prelims.
It kind of is crazy.
I mean, yeah. Imavov minus 270 to come back, plus 210 for Buckley. Who do you like? Why do you like him?
So, I've been 0-3 on Buckley in my last three. I picked against him 3 times, and he's won 3 in a row. And he did just beat another Russian.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go with Buckley on the upset on this one. I don't know why. It's just a gut.
I think if it stays on the feet, Imavov has the better stand-up, but Buckley can crack. And Buckley can make it ugly. And if he gets him down, I don't hate that, man. Plus 210. This is tough.
Imavov should win. I'm not saying I'm not saying I think the odds are wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that I don't know. It's just a gut thing. I don't know. Imavov probably wins. Imavov probably wins. But I haven't been a believer in Buckley at all.
And he's won 3 in a row.
Keeps proving me wrong.
Yeah. Oh man.
And his wrestling defense was really good. The last guy couldn't take him down.
I'm not breaking the curse. I got to go with the Russian sniper. I just can't do it. But I don't hate it. Next up in the lightweight division, Farish Zaim against Mikhail Figlok, Mad Dog. Zaim 12-4, stands 6'1" with a 75-inch reach. Mad Dog 8-0, he stands 5'10", reach not listed. Interesting that our boy making his UFC debut is a 2-1 favorite against Farish Zaim.
Yeah, Zaim's kind of been a weird one because in some fights he just hasn't looked that good, but then holding wins over like Jamie Malarkey, that's a good win.
Yeah.
That's a really good win. Figlok, Cage Warriors guy. Those guys usually do pretty well in the UFC. I wanted to go on the underdog with this one, but I'm going to go with Figlok.
Figlok's got a lot of experience too.
Yeah, a lot of amateur fights.
Man, these guys making these UFC debuts a 2-1 favorite, and I haven't watched any tape on that guy. Watch him come out and be a killer. All right, I'm gonna follow you on that one. I think he's a 2-1 underdog for a reason.
Yeah.
Next up, in the middleweight division, Dustin Stoltzfus against Magomedov. Anybody with the last name of Magomedov? Do we even need to break it down?
I don't know what the odds are, but I'll take the Magomedov guy.
He's minus 275. That's crazy. This is another guy making his UFC. Oh, he was on PFL. Oh, this is a PFL. He's a PFL
Yeah,
guy.
2000. He was on the 2018 season of PFL.
Interesting. Making his UFC debut. I'm not betting against a guy with the last name of Magomedov. There's no more to discuss.
What happens when the whole UFC roster is just a bunch of Magomedovs?
Yeah, I don't understand how Imavov. They're from France too. Why are those guys on the undercard like that on the prelims? Interesting. Anyways, next up we start with the main card with Charles Air. This fight's a great fight to start off the main card. Charles Air Jourdain against Nathaniel Wood. Jourdain 13-5-1, stands 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. Nathaniel Wood 18-5, stands 5'6" with a 69-inch reach. This should be a banger. Banger. Who do you like?
Man, here's the thing: Jourdain's stock went so much after that Shane Burgos fight, because Shane quit. I can't stand and trade with this dude. I'm going to get caught, and he ended up wrestling him.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Jourdain, Nathan Wood doesn't fancy himself like a prolific striker. Like, he's coming in there to grapple, right?
Yep.
I'm cheering for Jourdain. I don't know it. I don't know if he can stay off the cage and stay out of the clinches enough to get his striking off.
I'm going Nathaniel Wood on this one. I'm going to take the slight underdog. I think this is a pretty close fight. If I'm a betting man, I'll take the plus 125. Give me Nathaniel Wood.
Okay.
Give me Nathaniel Wood. So we both on Wood?
I think so. Man, I want to pick Jourdain so bad, and I'm cheering for him, but I just, after we saw what Shane Burgos was, the way he was able to neutralize him.
That was impressive.
He kind of gave the roadmap to beat him. And Jourdain, he's such a prolific striker that you're not going to just stand and trade with him, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting. This next fight, featherweight, you got two guys making their UFC debut. William Gomez, Darno Arenas. Gomez is 10-2, stands 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. Aaron's he is 13-3-1. He stands 5'11", no reach, and all these guys don't have reach, probably because they're just making their UFC debuts. Yeah, interesting that this fight's on the main card, don't you think?
Yeah. Obviously, two European guys fighting each other.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to probably is going to draw a lot of local interest when you're able to make a fight like that. I think Gomez has fought the better competition. I think he's just a little bit more well-rounded out, so that I think that's why he's the favorite, and that's who I'm going to pick.
Is he the favorite because of that, or is he the favorite because he's definitely fought?
He's fought the tougher competition.
He's definitely fought the tougher competition.
Yeah.
The Jaguar making his UFC debut
in his hometown.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguar. He'll be ready. Nasrat next up in the lightweight division, Nasrat Hakparast against John Makdessi. Nasrat is 13-5, stands 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. Makdessi is 18-7, stands 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. Nasrat's a pretty big favorite, minus 230 to come back, plus 190 on the bull. Who do you like in this one?
I actually don't hate the upset on this one. I'm gonna go with the underdog on the bull on this one. Nasrat, he's good, but he's just, I don't know. Maybe he does win this fight because he kind of beats the guys that aren't as good, but he looked so not good against Bobby Green and Dan Hooker. And then a couple fights before that, Joe Doberhan, I don't know. The bull, John's been in there with a lot of guys. He's had a lot of experience.
Hasn't fought in almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
Just having that hat on me. Yeah. Somebody was watching your TikTok. Oh.
Yep. It's exactly
That qualifies you.
This right here.
Yeah.
Same hat you can overpay for somewhere else. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the upset on that one. John Desi.
I don't hate the pick. I'm not sold on Nasrat, but I'm gonna pick him. Desi hasn't fought in over a year and a half. I'm gonna go with Nasrat. I don't like the odds though. I don't like him being a 2-1 favorite. More than a 2-1 favorite. All right, next up in the middleweight division, we got Alessio Di Shariko against Roman Kopalov. Di Shariko, 13-6, stands 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. Kopalov, 8-2, he stands 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach. This fight's dead even on the odds.
Well, it just depends. Like we've seen it. Which Alessio Di Shariko shows up?
Yeah, good question. He's fought some pretty tough competition too since he's been in the UFC.
He's fought some really tough competition. Look at his look at his who he's been fighting in the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Julian Marquez win, Kevin Holland loss, Muhammad Murdovov loss, Zack Cummings tough as nails loss, head kick slept Jacqueline Buckley with the win. Head kick lost himself against Abdul Razik Al Hassan.
He does.
I'd love to get mistaken for him sometime. It kind of really just depends on which Alessio shows up. To me, that's all it comes down to. I don't know. I don't know which one shows up, and I think that's why it's dead evens because I don't think the odds makers know either.
Yeah, I don't know either.
If he's on, I think he wins the fight. If he's off, he probably loses. And one thing you want, like as a coach, as an athlete, is all these things. I mean, that sounds so dumb. If he's off, he loses. If he's on,
yeah.
But the one thing you want, like, dude, they were just talking about it on Hard Knocks. They were talking about it. I'm on where they're like looking at cutting players, and they're like, you know what? We know exactly what we're going to get from this guy every single week. We don't need him to see him play in the final preseason game and risk him getting hurt. We already know what we have with him. He shows up. He does his job. He's consistent every week.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about if he's on or he's off as a fighter, one of the scariest things in the world is somebody that doesn't, like, you don't know. Like, as a coach, you're like, well, I hope,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with the guy that on a hope that he's on. I'll pick the Russian.
That's the tipping point for me. Give me the Russian. And the two fights that make this card for me, there's a couple other ones I'm excited about, but I am excited for the co-main event in the middleweight division. We got Robert Whitaker versus Marvin Vittori. Whitaker, 23-6. He stands 6 foot tall with a 73.5-inch reach. Vittori, 18-4-1. He stands 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. Let's go. Who do you got?
Whitaker. I mean, I don't. You know what? I don't hate to say it. Whatever. There's something about Vittori that just bugs me. Like I think he has a crappy attitude. I think he probably works hard. I think he trains hard. I think he's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
But like when he's talking about like all the stuff with Adesanya, that he thought that he beat him in the second fight, it was like, dude, what fight were you watching? Like,
yeah, delusional.
He's like a little delusional.
Yeah, a little delusional.
And I just, I thought it was cool. I thought it was super cool when he went up to 205 to fight Paulo Costa after all that nonsense. But he even said something about Whitaker. He says he's the same guy as he was his last fight, same guy as he was last year, 2 years ago. He's not getting better and this and that. And I'm like, I really disagree because I feel like Whitaker actually is getting a lot better.
I do too. I'm glad you touched on that because I feel the same way.
I think he's actually really wrong on that. And I think being wrong about somebody's growth is a form and a big form of underestimating your opponent.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he has to do mentally to get himself in a confidence place is put his opponent down. I don't see it. I actually think Whitaker wins this fight pretty handily. I don't know if he finishes him, but I could see
Vittori's tough. Yeah, Vittori is tough.
I could see a 30-27 pretty easily, or a dominant 29-28.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Whitaker. Yeah, I think he just pieces him up. But Vittori is tough.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's tough. He'll be damn hard to get out of there. But I think Whitaker pieces him up. But then what happens with Whitaker? What do you do with Whitaker?
Did you see he even said, he goes, maybe I just go up to 205 and finish my career at 205. I don't know if he's big enough.
That's what I was going to say. This is not a big 185er. I mean, you saw what happened to Izzy's a big 185er, and he went up there and kind of got manhandled.
Yeah, but Whitaker could wrestle.
Yeah, can he wrestle those guys that are that much bigger than him?
Yeah, I don't know. If Whitaker puts on the weight, here's the other thing you got to remember too. Izzy cuts almost no weight. Remember when he went up to 205? He weighed in at like 190.
Yeah, 190 something.
Eating pizza on the scale. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
I think Whitaker. The thing that kills me is Whitaker used to fight at 170. But I mean, dude, if he puts on the right type of muscle and he puts in the work, I don't know. I think he knew that second fight against Izzy, that was about as good as he could fight, and he still didn't get the nod.
Yeah. It's like,
what else are you gonna do?
Even if Izzy isn't the chip, Pereira beats Izzy. Now he's fighting a freaking monster at 185.
You don't want to fight Pereira. If you're Whitaker, you don't want to fight Pereira.
Dude, that picture with him standing next to Reyes is just insane. He's huge.
That's weight cut bowling.
He's huge.
Oh, it's talking about that. Yeah, dude, he's back up over 220 pounds the next day. Dude, I actually have some. I have a local guy for you. I'll tell you after. Remind me after. I have somebody that I just found out cut a bunch of weight, and then what they walked in their last fight when they walked in the cage. It'll blow your mind.
Ooh. All right, so we're both on Whitaker. Next up in the main event in the heavyweight division, Gane against Tuivasa. Gane 10-1, stands 6'4" with an 83-inch reach. Tuivasa 15-3. He stands 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. I'm stoked about this fight, man.
I hate this fight.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody thinks Gane's just gonna. Oh, Scott wants to know why so secretive. Why so secretive? You want to put anybody on blast?
Because it's not my information to share, Scott.
Right.
Somebody told me in confidence about it.
Oh, Tanner's back. What's up, Tanner? Good to see you.
Oh, what up, Tanner? It wasn't in the state of Utah. How about that, Scott?
Everybody thinks Tuivasa is just going to get picked apart, right?
I don't.
He's just got to land one shot.
That is the beauty with Tuivasa, and he'll eat a whole bunch too. If Gane has just so much skill, right? But Tuivasa's really turned a corner.
He has turned a corner.
He did that 3-fight skid. He wrestles now. He does jiu-jitsu now. He physically, he's still a big boy, but he's in better shape. You can see it.
Yeah.
You know? Screw it. I always pick Tuivasa. I'm not wavering. It wasn't in the state of Utah, Scott. It wasn't in the state of Utah. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. We're all good. We're good. So does Tuivasa, he has a chance, right? Other than catching Gane, how does he beat him?
He catches him.
If he catches him, I can't see him beating him any other way.
The thing, it's the equalizer, right? And so here's the thing is Gane. So I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say if he catches him, because everybody's like Derek Lewis, right? Tai Tuivasa is the new Derek Lewis, right? It only takes one. I think Tai Tuivasa has a better fight IQ than Derek Lewis.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think he has a few more tools, and he's a little bit better at Derek Lewis counters, right? He waits for you to come to him.
Yeah.
I will take the fight to you. When you're a counter striker against somebody like Gane, like we saw what happened with Derek Lewis, like when you sit back and just kind of wait, you get kind of picked apart. If Ty gets hit enough times, he'll throw caution to the wind and say, you or me. Then it becomes a coin flip in my eyes, right? Like he'll put himself in danger and say, dude, I mean, Gane's not exactly a knockout artist by any means.
No.
Right? And like Tai Tuivasa threw caution with the wind with Greg Hardy, who hits like a Matt truck. As much as I talk crap on him, he does hit hard.
He had Ty Wilder.
Tai Tuivasa, he didn't care. Swang and bang.
Swang and bang, baby.
And I think we have a more interesting competitive fight. Gane can make this fight really boring though if he chooses, and we've seen that he's very okay making it a boring fight to get the win.
Yeah.
And if he just kind of sticks and moves, we could see 5 rounds of Tuivasa kind of trying to chase him while he's getting picked apart, chase him around the cage.
Yeah. Let's see here. Look at some of the props here. So are you picking Gane or Tuivasa?
No, I'm picking Tuivasa. I always pick Tuivasa.
Oh, going with Tuivasa. God, you're making this hard on me too. Give me. Oh, man, this is tough. Hello, wife from Dallas. My wife's in Dallas. House to myself. We're having a party at my house.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be gone by 9 though, because I'm going to bed. All right. So Gane by TKO is plus 110. By decision plus 200. I don't know if he finishes Ty.
Oh, I think cardio wise he could finish Ty. 5 rounds is a lot for somebody like Ty. When's the last time has Ty ever gone 5 rounds?
I don't think so. Let me look at his. Yeah, I don't think so, because he's fought. What was the Derek Lewis fight? 3 5-minute rounds, but that lasted 2 rounds.
Yeah.
5-minute round, 2 rounds, 1 round. Yeah, I don't think so, man. Yeah, when you're getting picked apart, I think Gane wins, but I want to. So if you're picking Tuivasa, you got to go Tuivasa by KO, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Tuivasa by KO plus 650. I got to pick against you, man. I got to go Gane. I think he has all the tools.
He does. He for sure does.
I mean, Tuivasa does have the equalizer. I'm probably going to regret this Tuesday when we go talk about it, but I'm going to pick Gane.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like Gane. I mean, it's a fight where I feel like Gane should win, but like the value too on Tuivasa, I think it's outrageous. If it was like 2-1, I'd be all over Gane, like value wise.
But okay, if you're looking at this right, he's won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
But he hasn't fought anybody at the level of Gane.
No.
He's beaten Stefan Struve, man. Harry Hunsinger, not in the UFC. Greg Hardy, man. Augusta Sakai, man. Big win against.
Good win. Sakai's not a bad win.
Not bad, but it's not Gane. Derek Lewis. Okay, great, but that's a stylistic that's a great stylistic matchup, right? Like Derek Lewis isn't offering
So
anything other than
okay,
swinging and banging, right?
Let's pump the brakes on that. So but it's the way he beat Derek Lewis that I think is important.
Yeah,
because he actually Derek caught him and was hitting him.
Yeah,
and he bit down on his mouthpiece and started swinging back when everybody else crumbles.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
And so for me, I think that was that's a heart, right? And mindset. He showing a way to win and come through adversity. That was a big thing that he needed to grow in. When he fought Junior Dos Santos and lost, he started when things went downhill.
Yeah,
he started doing like wrong things and to make it worse. Like Santos got him in mount and Tuivasa's laying on his back, punching up. Right. Yeah. It's like once that you see that, you know the fight's over, right? Like, when the guy's on his back and his answer's punching up. Against Derek Lewis, like he got cracked and he bit down on his mouthpiece, kept his composure, and it's his way to go through adversity. Shows his growth. It's different. I mean, they both have TKO wins over Derek Lewis. Obviously, Gane just kind of picked him apart. Tai Tuivasa beat Derek Lewis at Derek Lewis's own game. And Derek Lewis has contended for titles with that style, beating a lot of guys that were a lot more skilled than he was.
Yeah.
You know, he almost lost him. Derek Lewis is probably one of his, famous knockouts was Volk. He was 15 seconds away from losing that fight 30-27, and it just took one. Tuivasa has that. So it's fun.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Styles make fights, man. It's just stylistically such a bad fight.
And I think it'll happen on the feet, which is always fun. Two heavyweights on the feet.
I guess we're going to.
Uh-oh.
Or is it me? Oh, I think it's me. Sorry.
Probably you.
Well, I turned on my other computer because I was going to use my other computer, and that's when my internet started screwing up. Sorry. We should be snapping back into it. Yeah, I'm going Gane. I'm gonna go Gane. I'm not. I don't know how he's gonna win yet. I haven't decided that part. Okay. What else do we got? Oh, do you have it? Tickets just went on sale September 24th. Fierce Fighting Championship. Table sold out yet? Close to being sold out, right?
Pretty close.
Woo. Excited, man.
There's I think we did a couple things too on this one that I think the energy is going to be a little different in the crowd. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night.
Dude, tell the fans what we're going to do so they know.
Oh, so when you go look at the tickets, like if they pay attention, you're going to have the fighters coming out through the crowd rather than up onto the stage and then into the cage. They'll be coming out through one of the tunnels. So pay attention when you buy your tickets on the ticket map. And I would, if you want to watch the fighters come out of the tunnel, buy your tickets across so you can watch them come out. Or if you want to, if you have kids and stuff too that want to cheer or maybe give them fighters a high five, you want to buy them around that tunnel.
That's cool. That's freaking cool. And there's not a bad seat in the house either. It doesn't matter where you sit.
No, it'll be good.
It's going to be freaking awesome. Right on, man. I guess we'll see you guys on Tuesday. You got anything else? We good?
Yeah, we're all good, brother.
All good in the hood. I am going to get AC in my house today. I've been without AC for the last week.
Thanks, Dutch.
We're surviving. We will see you guys on Tuesday for our recap. Thanks for tuning in. We out.
Peace. Happy Labor Day.